Welcome, children. Welcome once again. Today, we are going to study about DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is called the land of dense forest. Where is it located? What kind of climate do you expect this country to have? And the most important, the equator passes through this country. So, let's find out all the answers in this video. The Democratic Republic of Congo is a country located deep in the heart of the African continent. It lies in the torrid zone. The equator passes through northern DRC. So, this is DRC in the African continent, and 0-degree latitude equator passes through the northern part of DRC. It was ruled by Belgium till it became independent in 1960, and that's why it was earlier called Belgian Congo. On the world map, the Democratic Republic of the Congo is located in the heart of the African continent, and that's how it is placed. The equator passes through the northern part of Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo. In 1971, its name was changed to Zaire. Once again, in 1997, its name was changed to the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is its present name. Its capital is Kinshasa. Now, what kind of relief do we expect in this country? The landscape of the country is dominated by the Congo River. It is the second longest river in Africa and the seventh longest in the world. The Congo Basin covers almost the entire country. There are high mountains in the eastern edges of the DRC and the plateaus in the south and the southwest part of DRC. The neighboring countries of DRC are Angola, Congo, Central African Republic, South Sudan, Uganda, Rwanda, and yes, Tanzania. Now, since the equator passes through DRC, what kind of climate do we expect? Let's find out. Being near the equator, the climate in most parts of the DRC is very hot throughout the year. The evaporation of water due to the high temperature during the day leads to high levels of humidity. This causes clouds to build up and heavy rain occur by afternoon. This happens almost every day, making the region one of the wettest in the world. In some parts of the DRC, especially in the south, it does not rain so much. While the summer is hot and wet, the winter is cool and dry. Now, what kind of vegetation would we expect in this place? The hot and humid climate, since the weather is very hot and humid, the hot and humid climate of the DRC is ideal for the growth of the dense forests called the tropical rainforests. The tropical rainforest covers most of the DRC. They are evergreen forests. The trees of the forest are covered with leaves throughout the year. There are a large variety of trees and other plants. These trees are tall and they form a canopy of leaves at the top. This prevents sunlight from passing through. Since they form a canopy at the top, so it prevents the sunlight from passing through. So creepers, climbers, and shrubs grow below. However, at several places, the canopy is so thick that very few plants can grow under it. In some parts of the DRC, mostly in the south, where the climate is not so hot and wet, the vegetation is very different. Instead of dense forests, there are grasslands with a few scattered leaves. Such open grasslands of DRC are called savanna. Now, what kind of wildlife do we expect in this region? Since DRC has two types of vegetation, one is the tropical rainforest and the other one is grassland savanna. So let's see what kind of wildlife do we expect or do we see in this place. A large variety of wildlife is found in the forests and savannas of the DRC. Elephants, buffaloes, gorillas, chimpanzees, baboons, hippopotamuses, and rhinoceros are some mammals found in the forest. Lions, leopards, giraffes, zebras, wolves, elephants, and chimpanzees roam the savannas. Many insects are also found in this place. Among the insects that are found, the most dreaded insect is the tsetse fly, which causes the dreaded sleeping sickness.
Did you know tsetse flies? The tsetse fly is a type of blood-sucking insect that lives in various locations in sub-Saharan Africa. This fly, measuring between 0.25 inches, is one of the deadliest animals in the world. It is the tsetse fly's bite that makes them so dangerous to humans. Its teeth are useful for biting the skin and capillaries. Then they use their husks to make the hole bigger, before spraying saliva from their trunk, which contains an anticoagulant, which stops the host's blood from clotting and allows them to feed. The disease they cause is called sleeping sickness. The disease can be transmitted from the tsetse fly itself or transmitted via the placenta from an infected mother. Symptoms experienced range from headaches, fever, joint pain, etc. Confusion ensues, as does sensory disturbance and randomization of sleep cycles. Therefore, this disease is called sleeping sickness. If not treated immediately, this disease causes death.
Yes, this disease causes death. Crocodiles. The Congo African grey parrot is one of the most intelligent birds of this place. Now, what about natural resources? DRC is very rich in natural resources. There are vast deposits of copper, cobalt, gold, uranium, and diamonds in southern DRC. It has the world's largest deposits of cobalt. Most of the minerals are exported. Now, we need to think why these minerals are exported, why they are not used to enhance the economy of this place. With about 45% of the land covered with forest, DRC has one of the best forest resources in Africa, obviously. Water is another important natural resource. Dams built on the rivers produce electricity. Agriculture. Farming is done in large areas from where forests have been cleared. The major food crops grown are cassava, maize, and rice. Coffee, cocoa, rubber, and cotton are grown, and most of this is exported. Now, how do people live? What are they? Where do they live? And how do they live? DRC is thinly populated, obviously, because 45% of the place is covered with just forest. Most people live in villages in the highlands in the east and along the rivers. About 43% of the people live in cities. Modern facilities are available in cities. The rich city dwellers live in houses and apartments and they drive cars, whereas the poor live in crowded, unhealthy conditions in slums. In the villages, people live in thatched huts in separate tribes or groups, each having its own customs. There are about 200 tribes in the DRC. Some tribes, such as Bambuti, Twa, and Babinga, are composed of people who are short in height. They traditionally get their food by hunting animals and gathering plant foods. They live in camps, which they occupy for only a few weeks. Then they move to a new place. They make their huts out of branches and leaves. So, whatever is available for them, they use it. Since the weather is hot and humid, the people of these tribes do not wear many clothes. But on special occasions, they wear colorful costumes. They enjoy singing, dancing, and telling stories. Their existence is threatened by widespread deforestation. Forest lands are being cleared for timber and for setting up of large oil palm and rubber tree plantations. Now, what kind of transport do they use? Definitely, rail and road connect cities with each other, but land transport is not so well developed. Water transport over the river Congo and other rivers is the major means of transport. So these are the few facts and figures about DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is in the heart of the African continent. We will be back with more about DRC, about the question answers of this chapter. Until then, see you. Bye bye.